You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's WWE Pay-Per-View After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's WWE Pay-Per-View After Show.
Have the music go a little bit as we're trying to unwind from an insane weekend here in LA, an insane SummerSlam, 3 title changes, heel turns, and what's happening to the future WWE. So much awesomeness and so many questions that we have to discuss here, and we are going to do just that. Welcome to AFTERBUZZ, everybody. I'm Christian Rosenberg, being joined tonight by 2 of our NXT brethren over here. First off, Mr. Mark Donica, how are you, sir?
I'm wonderful, Christian Rosenberg, and I'm glad that we've finally gotten over our little spaff so that we can discuss wrestling like grown adults.
There are bigger things.
There are bigger things at work here. I mean, coming off of a wonderful weekend, we'll talk about it near the end of the show.
Yes.
Let's talk about the show first, and then we'll talk about what happened after that.
Absolutely. Next to you, the one and only, and he's dressed for the occasion, all suited up.
Brand new. I decided that this weekend was such a big weekend that I was going to debut a new coat.
And it lights up!
Of course it lights up. Me and Jericho were the only guys in the room who had light-up jackets, and I really am sad to say that he showed me the hell up tonight with that jacket.
To be fair,
Damn, man.
you are a hobo. He has money.
He has a lot of money. That thing changed a whole bunch of colors. I mean, it looked like it should have said, like, words on it. Like you could
wait for
buy
WrestleMania.
Your used cars.
I was waiting for it to say $9.99.
Yeah. Don't give them any ideas.
He was shouting at Jericho. He was like, can yours blink? I don't think it can. And then it started streaming up and down, and he was like, damn it. It was hilarious. It was amazing.
It turned into a light bright.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right.
I've never seen that.
We'll get to more of Jericho's jacket later, because we got 9 matches. Honestly, from beginning to end, I thought the order of the card was excellent, the way they paced the show. I thought every match delivered. Every match had its moments.
Yeah.
Some more shocking than others. And because we were all there. We were live at Staples Center, so we weren't hearing any commentary or any of that.
We could feel the crowd. I mean, when you're in that space and you have the amazing entertainment that you have in front of you, you can feel the crowd. You can feel the way they're moving. And I took opportunities to take my eyes off the action and just see how the crowd was moving, because from my perspective, I could literally see the entire arena in front of me. So it's interesting to see how they reacted to some stuff versus others. I was a little surprised in some areas.
Very much so.
There's always the old cliche. You can only you don't know the WWE until you experience it live.
Yeah.
And we always hear, the crowd cheering and everything on TV. But it's absolutely true. And I mean, we've all been to God knows how many live events, I'm sure.
I would say double digits for me at this point.
I'm somewhere around a dozen or so. This was my first SummerSlam, personally.
Me too.
But just being there live with the type of matches and the build-up that there was, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like being amidst 15 to 20, 25,000 people just going nuts. And let's talk about it.
I just want to say,
that's kind of why we're here.
I just want to say, Super PAC card, like you said,
Yeah.
9 matches, and what a deal for $9.99.
Oh, look at you.
Had to go for it.
I will bet they plugged the crap out of that.
Well, that was our tiebreaker for the predictions title.
Did you get a number?
People were tweeting me numbers anywhere from 10 to 25.
Anybody in the chat, if you have a count, I'm in chat right now.
See, mine was on 30 for the whole wheel and deal from start to finish was 30.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't needed. Dale won the predictions title by only getting 5 right. That's how unpredictable this show was.
5 out of 9. That's just the majority.
I think
one guy broke 500 out of the 12 of us that predicted.
I think everybody. There's been a thing here with trying to pick the prediction and trying to become the predictions champion. Proud one-time winner. And the
two-time over here, guys.
well,
two-time.
I mean, hottest up-and-comer. But it's come to a place now with trying to predict the who's going to win, where at some point you stop thinking with your heart and you start trying to predict with your head, and a lot of it this time it seemed like everybody picked Swagger, and a lot of people had
I saw
very
writing
similar.
on the wall with that one. Okay.
Except Hobo was the only one who didn't, right?
No, he picked Rusev.
Yeah,
which was smart. But everybody was essentially picking with their head, and that's where everybody now was just kind of like.
Doing predictions is like playing cards in Vegas. You have no actual literal clue what the dealer's gonna do.
Yeah.
You really have no idea. So you're just kind of throwing stuff out there. If it sticks to the wall, great. If it doesn't, well, at least here you don't lose any money over it.
Yeah. Maybe next year we'll start betting. Who knows?
And we've got roughly 17 for 1999. We've got somebody says 16, somebody says 18, and somebody says 17.
I guessed 37. So
42 because it's the answer to life and to happiness in the universe.
42.
All right, well, pre-show match, RVD versus Cesaro. Now, this was the only one out of all of us. I was the only one who got this match right in our predictions.
Surprising.
Yeah. This was, but it was a really fun match. Crowd was hot for this match.
Who doesn't like RVD?
And Cesaro.
Solid as ever. I mean,
you don't need a story behind it either.
No, these two can go for days.
Yeah, I mean, uppercuts galore.
Oh yeah.
RVD pulling out all the stuff. Cesaro with his variation of a Rolling Thunder in this match, where he did the somersault and then just his double stomp.
Really?
Yeah.
We were still we were still in the lift getting to our seats.
Yeah, we were with Brian Daniels, or not Brian. We were with Christopher Daniels and Kazarian.
Actually,
we were
Were you
walking,
really?
Yes, walking with them through security.
Yeah.
At the
We were like,
so
most amazing thing happened. We were like, holy crap! And then there's a guy to their other side of the line that went, oh,
literally, like finger in literal face, and was freaking out.
It was I was just like,
listen,
I can't.
I know you get excited, folks. I know you really do, but for God's sake, show some decorum.
Like Mr. T, who was joining us in
T got about decorum.
For $9.99s, he counted 420. But for the RVD and Cesaro
I'm sure
match,
RVD did too.
yeah, very much so. We caught kind of like the mid to the end.
Well, it was a lot of back and forth action. This one, it really kept going either way. Like a lot of people really had no idea where it was going. RVD went for the frog splash maybe like 4 times.
Cesaro just kept getting up, kept getting up, man.
Over and over. Oh, go ahead.
No, I didn't know if they were calling it like in the ring or what was happening, or it was just like just go for it.
That's just one of the
whatever, and he just waiting,
comedy
just
spots
whatever.
It keeps you on the edge of your seat because it's like the man wants to stay down, the man wants to fly, the man wants to stay down, the man wants to fly, the man wants to stay down, the man wants to fly.
We're only at the pre-show, and we're in this energy.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we're just letting Nick, our producer, know to get ready for the soundboard.
This is what happens, okay?
Coffee.
Oh yeah, it's pretty dark in there, but it ain't coffee, baby.
Mine's water. That's all I'm saying.
LA Tap?
Yes.
Okay.
RVD finally hit a frog splash from like 3/4 of the ring, where he literally, it wasn't even much of a frog splash. It was just like diving to reach him.
Like he goes for distance first, and then at the last minute goes and pumps it real quick for the frog part.
For the frog part.
Yes, you know, you're hanging out with a bunch of guys and you pump it real quick for the frog part.
I don't generally hump the frog, man.
No, you don't do. No, you pump it.
You pump
what are you guys talking about? I don't even. The match was great.
It was actually a really fun match.
It was very surprising.
Definitely got the crowd. I was expecting it. This was the something's got to give match because both these guys have not won in a while.
Yes,
I guess, sort of.
But like Cesaro, it's like yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday in the 2K panel.
It's been a long
It's been a long day.
It's been a long few days, but fun.
He was asked why he isn't a Paul Heyman guy anymore. And he said, oh, well, we're still friends. I still go to him for advice. He's just spending more of his time with Brock Lesnar because he needs more of his time than I do. It might need to get back.
Yeah, you need to talk to Paul, man. Your career's sliding.
Yeah, and also just the like, hey, let's give you Paul Heyman. You done yet? And then they just took him away. It was a I just really hope that Cesaro is going the place where we all want him to go.
I mean, he was such a strong player. Just for that minute there. I mean, just after WrestleMania, it was like, this guy's going places. This guy's shooting to the top in a hurry, and now he's floundering.
Yeah, think about
in
that
the pre-show.
4 months ago, he lifted the Big Show over the top rope to win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
And
4 months later, he loses in the pre-show.
It's a weird business.
It is.
I mean, he's still well liked. I know he and Cena still train together. They're on the road together. They hit the gym. But there's just some stuff that you just can't account for. It's a crapshoot. I mean, we were listening to Steve Austin talk today, and it's a crapshoot.
Well, we'll wait and see what happens with Cesaro, because who knows? Now, after what happened in the main, which we'll talk about later on, it's looking like they're going to need some more guys to try to move up in the face side of things. And if he's just floundering over there, maybe they'll think of something with Heyman.
I would like to. That would be okay.
We'll
get to that.
We'll wait and see with that. The pay-per-view officially begins with Hulk Hogan gracing us with his presence, and pretty much just stands on stage to welcome everybody to SummerSlam and remind us that you're watching it for only $9.99.
It's really great seeing him come out on stage, I gotta say.
It was pretty cool. The crowd was nuts for Hogan.
Shut up, Hobo. We couldn't see the stage.
I know what you're getting at.
That was just a little rip.
Yeah. Sorry. My seats were a little better than Mark's and Hobo's. I apologize.
We were there, and that was part of the magic. It was magical.
It was. But yeah, that's all really Hogan said. And I was leaning over to...
That was just for us, too. That was it. I don't think that went out on the network.
I think that began the pay-per-view.
I don't think so.
No, because the pyro went off after that, and the video package went on after that.
Right.
But they sometimes do little things. That's the chat roll. Did they see Hogan at the beginning of the pay-per-view?
Yeah. I mean, you just did.
All right, well, hey, Mark, ask the chat roll what I just asked the chat roll.
Okay, hold on, let me type it in.
But yeah, so Hogan kind of kicked off SummerSlam, and then the first match, Intercontinental title on the line. The Miz in like this weird white cape thing.
It was a robe, except it had this weird draping over the shoulder.
I wasn't quite sure what to describe it.
It was old Hollywood.
Old Hollywood?
Yeah.
I don't know how it was affixed to the shoulder. I'd like to have gotten a better look at it. Maybe I will later. I'm a clothing designer after all.
That's true. Look, I mean,
look at what I do.
And that you could probably get a jacket like that for around $9.99. No,
no, you got it for free.
Oh, okay.
I got it for free.
Well, I know, like
is there a thing?
Things I found.
Oh, okay.
House paint and cardboard and some ropes, and I stole the lights. I stole the lights. I admit it.
That's what happens when you leave your Christmas lights up past Christmas. It's July, people.
See, it was an idea.
It's August.
The jacket had a stain on it, and I'm like, well, you gotta. What makes a stain go away? More stain.
Classic.
So I made the stain into the thing.
All right, Miz going one-on-one with Dolph Ziggler. Again, crowd was super into every match, and this match, this is what I thought would open the pay-per-view, and I definitely see why they did it. Miz kind of worked a little bit on the leg, kind of work and try to get that figure 4 in, but I was annoyed, and around my area, people started chanting, "You can't wrestle," towards Miz.
That's fine, he's a heel. He spent the entire match guarding his face. He wasn't wrestling. He wasn't. He was not wrestling. The man was too busy or too preoccupied with his money maker to actually put his all into this match. And in the end, it cost him. It cost him big time.
Well, it definitely cost him big at the end. But like telling the story of protecting the face and everything, that's a huge part of the wrestling aspect. Yeah, to tell the story.
It's also a part of Tyler Breeze's character, which he better not steal, or I will find him.
Well, he can't. I don't think he can get enough plastic surgery to look like Tyler Breeze.
He's a no-go. He's a no-go.
A go.
He's a wanna breeze.
What? That's a nice one, actually. Trademark
his.
that.
He already
That's
did.
his.
Did he start that?
He calls his fans wannabes.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
So it's kind of like biting at them because they all want to be wannabes, but at the same time, it groups them together.
It's a heel thing.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
everybody
it
loves
works.
Yeah.
But again, this match, and bear with us if you're listening to us, because we literally came here straight from Staples Center. I don't have any notes in front of me.
No, none.
We took the train.
So did I. I took the Metro also.
Miss you.
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, it was a good match. Ziggler really tried to just kept popping it to him every chance he got. Ziggler kept protecting his face, like you said. It was the story of the match. Man just kept trying to guard his face until Ziggler finally clocked him huge, and the
big right
crowd
hand.
exploded. It was
And then followed
great.
with the super kick right in the face.
Oh, that
Yes.
super kick was gorgeous.
Man, and the figure four, he worked for it a little bit. He actually got it in. Here's a story of a guy throwing the kitchen sink proverbially at his opponent, and the dude not faltering. He got out of the figure four. He got his shoulder up off the skull crushing finale.
Yeah, he kicked out of his finisher in the opening match.
He literally had nothing left. There's nothing you could do. It was a matter of time until he hit that what do you call it?
Zigzag.
Zigzag.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
And,
because after Miz had the figure four on and he eventually got to the ropes and he hit the skull crusher finale and Ziggler kick out of it. My own thought is, okay, Miz is either debuting a new finisher or Ziggler's winning this match. And it was choice B.
Yeah.
As Ziggler eventually hit the zigzag and became the new Intercontinental Champion, much to the delight of the universe at Staples Center, who erupted immensely.
No, I mean it caught us all off guard because we were like, he just won.
Again, back to our predictions. All 12 of us picked Miz retaining.
Miz just picked up this title. I did not at all foresee him losing it now before this movie. Did this movie come out?
Not yet.
So.
Then why would he lose the belt? I don't know.
Why would they put the belt on him if you were
Also-
just gonna have him lose
But
it?
what I thought was interesting was dark to the rest of y'all. Miz came out and cut an anti LA promo. Dark to everybody else. And he faltered on that. But it just, the fact that he did the promo sort of illustrated to me that he was not getting the heat that they wanted. Like, he had to do the extra stuff. Him coming out into the ring was not enough for him to just be hot.
It's one of those things because the crowd is enjoying this character in a way. Like, they're cheering
They love
to hate him.
They love to hate him.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was working for them.
I'm gonna ask the chat too because like we say it is dark just because they didn't announce him until after he cut the promo, so it seemed like they might have played a video or something. It was weird that
Maybe some recap
It
of
was
their little feud.
some-
That
maybe so
the
it
people at
seemed
home
dark.
saw.
Did anybody in the chat did you see the Mrs. promo that he cut against the Lakers?
Yeah,
essentially?
he took a shot at the
Almost-
Lakers.
And
Yeah.
he took a bad shot.
Like the Lakers.
It was that stupid local.
That you did really well.
It was
Thank
that
you.
stupid
Thank
local
you.
one. I got it. Another piece of wisdom from T. This one actually does make sense. Ziggler needs to not get injured again, and they might start backing him. Those 2 concussions that he had really messed up his world title picture. And hopefully they keep the Intercontinental title on him because, and he deserves it because he is the workhorse, and that is the workhorse title.
Yeah.
He's been putting in the hours. He's been putting in the work. His work backstage with his promos, as of not even late, as of kind of always, has been spectacular. He connects with his audience.
Yeah.
They really do connect with him, and I think that they felt, this is the guy. Here's the guy you gotta put that belt on, man, because Miz ain't doing the job.
And I got to talk with somebody on Friday who was saying that he really wants to start a feud with Ziggler and hopefully have it involve the Intercontinental title. And that
Jimmy Hart?
No, actually, as much fun as that one was, and we talked about Legends House a little bit too. The man I'm talking about is one Bo Dallas. He was saying, because I asked him because he really hasn't had much of a feud yet with anyone, and he said the guy I want a feud with is Ziggler. And I was like, well, and he has that Intercontinental title shot, and he was like, yeah, and I want him. Pretty much, he was saying, I want him to win so that I can go after it. We'll see.
Yeah, if
You
there was somebody
never
that I
know.
would have loved to interview, it would have been Bo.
Yeah. Especially with the NXT stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're the NXT guys.
These guys on Thursdays.
Yep, Thursdays.
Thursdays at 8 on ABTV.
Ta-da!
That was a good plug. I didn't even follow that.
We're gonna follow that with the Divas title match.
You need more cider.
AJ versus Paige.
Paige.
If you
Paige. Sure.
It's better than Blojo.
will. It's a tag team for Bull Dempsey and Mojo Rawley. Let's skip it.
They
Okay.
ended it. It didn't go well.
Okay.
Anyway.
Back to SummerSlam. An aggressive Divas title match for sure.
This was.
I loved every part of this match.
It was awesome.
This might be. I might mark this third for my favorite match of the night, or it might even be second.
Yeah.
Going back to the
I
card.
think it didn't steal the show, but it damn near did, just because this is the women's match of the future.
Yes.
No, of the now. Like this feud, I hope they better keep this feud going for a while, and this could be the new Trish Stratus Lita in terms of these two will always be rivals. You will always see them against each other, and you will always be guaranteed a good match because that's 100% what we got tonight.
Age climbed the top rope and did a crossbody to the outside on Paige, which you don't normally see from Divas.
No.
They were doing the stuff that the guys do.
And Paige set AJ up for like an electric chair drop onto the barricade.
That was
nuts.
brutal. Holy jumping Jesus. Looked like she just ripped her face. I'm like, bam!
Someone
Hair
lost
was
an
torn-
extension.
Both of them.
Both of them lost extensions.
Unless she was just Paige was just throwing it back at AJ. I don't know.
They must be friends.
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't imagine hurting somebody you don't like that much.
Yeah. AJ hit a Shining Wizard, which she's finished a lot of opponents off with, but Paige kicked out. And then, I don't know what Mark's laughing at.
It's T.
Okay. There are more people in the chat than just T. As much as I love you, T.
I know.
But he's,
I love T to death, but there's more people in the chat room than
He's
just
loud.
T.
He's loud. He's very loud.
Just because he types in all caps, that doesn't mean he's loud.
It makes me think like they're
pops
yelling.
more.
That makes me think like they're yelling. That doesn't mean everybody should. Please don't all use caps. I do like who's using all hashtags. That's pretty funny.
Okay. AJ locks in the Black Widow, and we're thinking, I'm like, nah, she's not going to tap yet. This match isn't over yet. Something's happened. She's going to counter it, reach the rope. Something's going to happen. Not only does she counter it, but she... What was that?
I know what you're about to say.
yeah, no, we know where we're going.
And for the life of me, I can't remember what she calls this move.
Rampage.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
Because she's only done it a few times on TV. She hasn't done it very much. She gets her up in your combination of fisherman suplex and spike DDT.
It's a trap DDT.
Cradle. Trap.
Cradle
Yeah.
trap DDT. Yeah.
And you want to talk about something that looks so much more vicious than a page turner.
Yeah. No,
And-
I'm very happy they took that away.
And she tried it earlier in the match, I think, the page turner,
Yeah,
and then
it
got
was
countered.
for it,
reversed,
and it-
yeah.
But then I'm thinking because she hits this match, it's obviously a vicious move, but nobody really knows that move. So I was thinking, oh, this is going to be like a sick false finish. She hits the move. 1, 2, all of a sudden, 3 count.
Nope.
Holy hell!
Back-to-back champions, like title changers.
I was absolutely flabbergasted.
Yes.
I'm not.
It was wonderful. It was excellent to see. Especially you would hope after a match like that you would get a finish that would surprise you. And when Paige was holding AJ's head, like from our angle, it looked almost like there was as much clearance as Austin under Owen Hart for that pile driver.
Oh God.
So to me, watching that, it looked like she's dead.
She planted her. Just bam. Just whoa.
Yeah.
It's one of the.
My angle too. I mean, we were more kind of seeing Paige's body than AJ's,
Right.
but just from that angle, it's just like, ooh, okay. And then the fact that she won with that. What I love is, it brings that sudden fact of, you don't, even if that's not Paige's new finisher, she might turn it to that.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, there are other moves besides your finishers that you can beat an opponent with.
But generally, that's not
Generally, that's
the
not the case.
champion.
True, but just a move that was just so devastating. It puts it. I mean, now she's got to start using it as a finisher, I would think.
I mean, it looks tremendous. I mean, it's nothing but impact.
Yeah.
Head to mat and body to follow. It's a brutal move. I wonder how though she'll set it up in the future, because it was a reverse on the Black Widow.
Yeah.
So she was already up, and it was a move of convenience almost. I wonder how she'll set it up with matches to come.
Yeah, we'll see. And
if she does it.
And oddly enough, today, on the East Coast, it's now tomorrow, but SummerSlam was Paige's birthday. And people never win on their birthdays, let alone win a title on your birthday.
She's won both women's championships within the company, and she's won a title on her birthday. How many more markers does she want to hit before she's like, 23?
She's going to beat Brock Lesnar for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, she's the diva Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, she's going to beat him with the Rampage.
Nice.
Calling it.
If she can get Brock Lesnar for the
Survivor
Rampage.
Series 2014.
Sure.
Maybe
the
in 3
Scorpion
months.
Crosswalk.
Yeah, in 3 months.
That's a beefy dude, though.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
So, yeah, back-to-back champion. What are you pointing at?
You heard it
The
here
cameras.
first.
Okay,
Exclusive.
Sure. So, yeah, back-to-back title changes in the first 2 matches of the pay-per-view. Just blown away by that.
And nobody predicted any of that.
Nope.
So we were pretty much like, well, we have nothing to expect from this pay-per-view.
Yeah, like I'm thinking like prediction started like, oh, I was the only one to win that pre-show match. I'm like, I got this, and then there was like the next 4 in a
No,
row.
somebody, Gabby and Dale, got the Divas match right.
Okay, well, 2 out of 12.
But the title reigns of the 2 individuals who lost were so short.
Yeah.
How could you? I mean, maybe the fact that AJ came back to cavalcades of applause and cheers threw them off a little bit, because she left with as much heat on her as you could possibly get, and came back a huge hero. Like, whoa. What?
I mean, one of my favorite things about this match was that it started with the basic CM Punk, CM Punk. Shut up. Those basic CM Punk chants, they dissipated so fast
because those girls wrestled.
Exactly.
You're damn right.
And
they
more
did a
props to
damn
them.
good
and
job.
I can't wait for the CM Punk chants to stop during AJ matches.
And this feud is not over.
Hell no, Night of Champions. We're
Night of
going.
Champions, I want them to have some type of stipulation. Give them a cage. Give them something.
Real quick question from chat to you specifically, Christian.
Oh.
Where the hell is your rose shirt?
Well, like I said, I literally came straight from the Staples Center where we're sporting these fun AfterBuzz shirts.
That looks warm. Maybe I could use one.
It was actually really warm. Well, maybe we'll barter something, Hobo, afterwards. But yeah, so I literally came here because of traffic and everything like that. I did not have time to run home to grab the rose shirt to get back here. So whatever. I'm sporting an AfterBuzz tonight. It's okay.
All right.
We know.
I mean, it's a little redundant, but all right.
Yeah. Well, I'll just kind of like pose right next to the microphone and just kind of lean like this the whole time.
What was the next match?
I don't even
Next was the
know.
flag match.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that was a good match too.
That was really
Wish we could have seen those guys, the flag bearers.
Well, we saw their backs and
We
then
heard
their
them.
fronts.
I was ready for like them to like fire pyro guns.
So
like,
give us the play-by-play on the entrance.
Okay. Well, Rusev came out first. No, he had just had a basic entrance.
Yeah,
Nothing
it was
major.
him flag waving, yada yada.
Yeah.
Lana in a white suit, very nice.
Then we look up at the stage and we see a color guard. And they're marching along. And Rome leans over to me and he's just like, Swagger's winning because people are walking him to the ring with guns.
I thought, as I saw them, I'm like, ooh, maybe my choice wasn't so good.
And then Swagger comes out to by far the biggest pop he's ever gotten in his career. Crowd,
Yeah, easily.
crowd USA to no end in this match. And, you know, yeah, this was going to be the kind of match where it's going to be a little slower because it's 2 bigger guys, which is fine. But they still brought it too.
They started in a hurry. I mean, really, they got started before the match even started.
That's true. He had the
They didn't
Patriot
even ring
lock
the
in.
bell. They had to separate them.
The Patriot lock was in before the bell rang.
Rusev fought the entire match. I really got to give it to him. He fought the entire match on a bad ankle. After that Patriot lock was locked in, limped the the length of the match since the beginning.
Yeah, Rusev just elevated himself as far as like where he's moving on the card.
very much so.
The way he wrestled this match, and still, overall, it was clean. It was a clean match, other than like the brawl at the beginning of it, which is more so on Swagger's part.
It was odd because the traditional rules for a flag match are there's a flag on either post and you go and you pick it up.
Yeah,
so
this wasn't that.
Nobody kind of knew the rules and they just went, oh, well, the winner gets their flag displayed and their national anthem played. It was, so aside from like the rules just kind of changing it into being a normal match, beyond impressed with both of these guys. They brought it on a big level. Another NXT graduate.
Yes.
And
a graduate from a wrestling school out here, Knox Pro as well.
He was a Knox Pro as well?
He was,
Absolutely.
He was not. Rusev was Knox Pro.
Rikishi and Gangrel's
yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. Seeing him work with the bad ankle and subsequent leg, like when he went for the first accolade and he couldn't put his West's weight, so he did a half one. That was really that was cool to see, where he was still like, I have an opportunity. I'm not gonna let go.
Yeah, that worked well on both ends, because it was him showing I'm still not gonna give up. I'm not gonna let go, but still at the same time, it was gonna be able to let Swagger show the strength of countering the accolade, but still with the Rusev, it's like it's not making him look weak because he doesn't have it fully on because of his bad ankle.
Right.
So it worked for everyone.
It's circumstantial. This match gave everybody the rub, man. Everybody looked good after this match in a big way.
Yeah, and then when Swagger had the Patriot locked on for a good couple minutes, I was waiting for him to grapevine after he pulled Rusev back.
Yeah, so was I a little bit.
But no grapevine. Rusev finally eventually reached the ropes, and big kick to the face later. Rusev gets the accolade locked on, but Swagger would not tap out for his country. No. But he passed out for his country.
Yeah. That you can't control?
He gave his all. He really did. He gave everything he had.
Yep.
Just to not lose this match.
I love that finish so much.
Yes, and ref ruled that Swagger could not continue. Because
as the ref should do.
Yep.
If one of the people in the ring can't continue, you need to stop that match right away.
Yep.
That's their job.
If they can't
it's
respond,
their only job.
And Rusev is victorious. Zeb then kind of comes in the ring to start trying to pull Swagger out, and he gets kicked in the head by Rusev.
Damn! You kicked an old man,
an old war hero in the
jerk.
head.
Yeah, you don't mess with Dirty Dutch.
No,
none of that business.
I think that man's at least 75% plastic. I think he's lost a body part on every continent on God's green earth.
10% hair.
Yeah.
It's just his mustache.
And then the Russian anthem is played. The giant flag raises with Swagger and Coulter laying motionless.
I loved the shot. The shot of Rusev with the giant thing. And one of my favorite things, did you see it almost mess up?
No. Probably not from their angle,
So from our angle, we saw them prepping the Russian flag after he won.
I saw them running down to get that,
They ran out, they put it up, they locked it on the one, and they locked it on the other one, but then it popped off. And people in the front row were going, hey, no. And the people in the front row, ticket-paying people, went, hey, the thing's broken, you should fix it before. And they did a little bit of stuff on it.
And we didn't see that from my angle.
That moment was almost like not even a moment.
Like the flag would have just been like diagonal.
No, just totally kill the momentum, and they'd be like, "Yeah, you like the Americans totally sabotaged it."
Yes.
And that could have made it. That could have made it even more intense.
They could have blamed American employees for not being able to raise the flag or whatever.
Stupid American road crew.
And I like how they brought out the Russian flag to the ring. It wasn't just up there ready to go.
It wasn't up there to drop. It was there to raise.
Because that really sort of solidified the fact that there really wasn't a decided winner.
My only question was, why did they cut off the anthem? They didn't let the anthem finish.
I don't even know how long the anthem
I don't know either.
They're Russians. What's it about? Being like drunk and suffering and hating life and then dying. Because that's the life of Russian people. No, this is from Russian people, okay?
Let's run a disclaimer right now.
Well, really quickly, somebody in chat brings up something that we were talking about during the match. Did anyone else think that Hulk Hogan was going to do a run-in?
No.
Ooh, I did a little bit.
No.
A little bit. He was like, Hogan should come out.
After that, I'm like, I'm a real American. It's just going to hit right now.
But I can tell you now, to me, it makes the perfect sense for the Russian, supposed Russian, even though it's Bulgarian, to take on...
I mean, Bulgaria...
Now residing.
The Russian to take on the Irishman for the United States title.
Somebody's much best
The
versus
Irishman.
anything else. Huh?
Give Rusev the United States title, so people are just angry that he's holding the title for America.
Tomorrow.
Maybe he might just get it tomorrow.
I would love to see that tomorrow.
I mean,
Of
they might,
all of the
they might build
titles
it for
to
the
change,
pay-per-view, but that could happen tomorrow too. You're right.
coming off of that win and to just win and just slap America in the face again, I think it would be better than, unless they add that flag raise to his every time he wins a match to keep that wound kind of like open.
Yeah.
I think they should take advantage of the heat while they have it right now so that they can amplify it and then keep growing it.
I'm just waiting for the day they invite Nikolai Volkov out with them. So
I think he should put Nikolai Volkov in the accolade.
Well, yeah, have Nikolai start singing the
I
anthem.
am greater than you.
I have Nikolai start singing the anthem, and he's like, you're not singing well. Accolade.
Crash! That would be pretty great. You know, I think the general booking of tonight is going to help them. They keep trying to sell this network. They've lost so much money, yada, yada, yada. They try to sell this network. I think the booking is actually helping them sell the network. If you just shut up about the network and just focus on how you book stuff, people are going to buy the network.
If the matches are quality, if the booking is
just it.
quality, then people will go, I want to see this more. I will pay however much it is.
Right.
And get it constantly.
The more people want to see the pay-per-views, the more they're going to buy the network to see all of the pay-per-views
Right.
for less than the money they would be spending on one pay-per-view.
And not just pay-per-views, but Raw. If you get quality Raws like we had a little while after WrestleMania to help kind of, and before, to help bolster sales of the network, you wouldn't have to plug it every match, every 5 minutes.
And now the key thing, though, is because we all agree that this card, was fantastic for SummerSlam. Now you got to do it again in a month. You got to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, and that is the hard part.
Yeah.
Therein lies the challenge for them. Their greatest competition is now themselves, and it has been that for a long time, but they've put themselves in a situation where they're having to fight the uphill battle. And they love that, so if they lose a little bit more, I think they'll definitely get their butts in gear.
You know what else is hard?
What?
Making a lumberjack match entertaining.
Yeah.
And this was, without a shadow of a doubt, the single greatest lumberjack match I've ever seen in my life.
Stole the show.
one of the
easily.
one of the biggest questions was, we got Dean Ambrose here, lunatic fringe. He's out of his mind and he's trying to get his hands any way he can on Seth Rollins' lumberjack match. And everybody went, why the hell did he pick a lumberjack match?
Yeah, I was one of those people.
It's a human wall. You can't get through it.
I totally got it.
And now after watching that match, it's like, well, you can't start with a Hell in a Cell. You can't start with a cage. You can't start with like all that's. You have to build to that. And this feud, definitely not over.
Oh no.
And I accurately picked Rollins on this one just because I knew that there was going to be a way, and the feud's too hot to kind of give Ambrose the win already. But I would have liked to see more people out there. There's no Zack Ryder. There was no Sheamus.
No
I'll
Sheamus.
tell you, it starts to get real crowded with that many people. They had just
They
the
had
right
about
amount,
15 out there
They
or
had
so?
just the right amount of people to keep it interesting and to keep them mobile because they had to be. They escaped the wall of flesh.
Yeah, that was a great thing because so whenever Rollins got thrown out of the ring, he was immediately thrown back in. Whenever Ambrose got thrown out of the ring, he just took shots at everybody.
He punched everyone and got thrown back in the ring.
That was awesome.
That is what he wanted. He wanted to create chaos. That is his purpose in this world.
Yeah.
Is to create chaos, and he truly did that with this match.
And I'll tell you what, I went on a limb as far as the predictions and was calling this to turn into a no contest because I was saying,
Not
like
a bad one.
No, it's not a bad
because
idea.
Ambrose is going to brawl with so many people, the Lumberjacks are going to invade the ring, and they're all going to get involved and start fighting. The ref's just going to throw it out.
And that did
There was
happen.
like 8 opportunities that the ref could have called for the bell in this match. I was screaming, I'm just like I need to win for the predictions title.
Call it, ref!
Blatant. He saw the briefcase shot. Like he turned around right
it's
as
not a
the
disqual-
contact.
it's
no,
technically
I
no
know.
DQ.
There's no rules in a lumberjack
But
match.
that's
I've
where.
been in a few.
But he at first the reaction was like, oh, but then he just went, oh no. It was really weird.
I don't know if his back was supposed to be turned, but even it didn't matter
There's
whether or
no
not he
rules-
saw
there's
it.
No
Yeah.
rules in a lumberjack match. Man.
But so eventually chaos is breaking on the outside. Everyone's brawling with everybody. Rollins is running up God knows how high in the stands.
Escaping. He's running for his life.
I'm thinking Ambrose is chasing him, and it's just like, okay, they got away. This match is over. But no, out comes Kane.
Yep.
And Kane is yelling at the Lumberjacks, "You have a job. Get those guys.
Go get them!" And they
so a group
pick them up and carry them back to the ring.
So one group went up that way. Meanwhile, we're looking to the left of us. All of a sudden, is Stardust out of nowhere. All of a sudden, he's just. We're thinking Stardust is just going to run around and just be goofy.
That's what I thought. We just saw him book, and I was like, well, he's gone now.
Yeah,
like a shooting star.
But then he just happened to get there before the others, and all of a sudden, the Usos joined him. Then I think one other person, Biggie, thank you. And all of a sudden, they cornered Rollins, and then more people got there, and they all literally, as a few people on the other end got Ambrose back in the ring, they were literally, like, it was like they were treating, it was Adam Rose. They were, like, carrying him, like they carry Adam Rose.
It was against his will.
It was against his will, where he's being carried back to the ring, but he doesn't get to the ring because we have a superfly splash by Ambrose.
Ambrose can't even wait for him to get back to the freaking ring before crushing him. He
so
dives
cool.
on everybody.
Have you ever seen him? I mean, it's one thing to take a dive on a group of guys on the outside. It's another thing when one of the guys is lying flat on top of the other guys.
The best way to take
That's
it.
an easy target right there. He would have been crazy not to take it. Look at him all splayed out. I'm hitting it.
Yeah, I'm going for it. I'm going for it.
I mean, just amazing.
Like, you don't see spots like that in Royal Rumbles or over the, like, you don't see that many people out there just there. And I think that's one of the reasons that made this match so entertaining, was because you got to see finally with two people who, or one person at least, who was super trying to escape, and one who would do anything that he could to get that person back. And the involvement of Kane, they used the entire arena.
So
I thought
great.
when they were up high that's where the high spot was going to be.
There's going to be a dive right now, and we don't even know what.
Like Seth's like, Ambrose is coming after me. Screw it. Hey, guys, and catch me. Take me away.
Yeah, like
something.
Like when
and
they
Dean would have launched after him.
When they're running to the stands, I'm like looking for him. Like, I have no idea where they are right now. I just know they're not near me. That's all I know.
Yeah, we just saw them booking it, and they were working all the way up. Ambrose tried to suplex Rollins over the railing, and then they grabbed him and dragged him back. Oh, it was nuts.
There was also a suplex
The
into the
suplex
mat.
to the outside was the craziest thing about this, because it was like, they're going for that suplex. Holy crap, he has the suplex to the outside!
And that's why Harper and Rowan were right there.
The big
Seriously.
guys.
I
Catch
was
us!
like when they came out, I was like, why the hell are Harper and Rowan out here? They wouldn't care about anything like this. Oh, they're not in the match later. They're probably they got something to do. Like, they were part of the people carrying Rollins back. One of my favorite things about this was, like, Ambrose dealt with everybody every time he was rolled out, but Rollins, everybody hates him. Like, he rolled out, and everybody was like,
authority guy.
yeah, exactly. He's their little stooge, and there's like, oh, you better get back in the ring before we beat the crap out of you, you little jerk. And it helps him to establish him as a bigger bad guy, because, like, as a company guy, everybody hates him.
Right.
Or at least seemingly. Yeah. Even the Wyatts don't like you.
He's
how can you have
The Wyatts have no feelings towards anyone.
No.
Like, I mean, Bray even said, like, he loved John and Jericho, the people that he was fighting and trying to beat. But when Luke and when Rowan and Harper are just like, that guy's a little tool. Like, how much of a little jerk
He's
do
all
you have
flashy
to be?
with his bright pants.
With his scuba gear and...
Kane's role in
And
this
his
was
blonde
really
hair.
great to hammer home the authority angle within this match, because
Yes.
he broke up one of the finishes.
and that's the thing, because then Ambrose hit Rollins' finisher. He hit the curb
The curb
stomp.
stomp. That was
Like,
so
oh,
bad.
damn, he stole it!
He stole the move, goes for the pin, and then Kane breaks up. So then again, in my mind, ref, call for the. Now they're in the ring. Ring the bell, because then
And
Goldust.
I like how Goldust went.
He was the first one in.
Because he's the most senior one of the people around the ring. He's the most senior lumberjack. So of course he's going to get right in Kane's face as an equal and go, "What the hell are you doing?"
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
And I love because no shameless plug intended here. When I interviewed Goldust the other day,
Yes.
he mentioned.
You interviewed Dustin Rhodes.
I did interview Dustin, not Goldust.
That's awesome.
But I did interview Stardust.
Yeah.
And that was just a mind trip in
That was
itself.
So
wild,
many
brother.
drugs.
But yeah, that's what I felt like. But Goldust, or Dustin, he mentioned his road buddy is Kane. That's who he travels with, and they.
Well, no wonder he got in his face.
And they like change separately. It's just like me, Kane, Mark Henry and the other name escaped me. It's just like the four old guys.
The 4 old guys.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. And it's like
old
we're all on our own. We stay away. And he's like, Goldust said, and I quote, "I will not travel with anyone else but Kane." So then all of a sudden, when Goldust was the first one in there, I'm just like, wait. He just talked to me about it the other day.
This got real, man. It just got real because you crossed that line. It's like, that's not your role here.
Yeah.
Even as a friend, you're going, you crossed a line. You'd confront a buddy like that. And chaos breaks out once again.
Kane uppercuts.
Jeez
Then everyone
Christ.
enters the ring. Again, I'm standing there waiting for the ref to ring the bell, but it's not ringing the bell. Everyone just clears out of the ring, and in the midst of all this insane chaos, Rollins got the briefcase, smacked Ambrose with it, and
Firmly
Rollins
planted it.
got the win.
Yeah.
Wow.
What
This match just had everything.
It upped the ante for all lumberjacks from here to eternity.
They should retire the match.
Yeah, how do they top this lumberjack match?
They should retire it.
You can't.
I mean,
Do a kennel match. That worked out well.
Do a what match?
A kennel match.
Dog kennel match.
Yes, dog kennel match. That's what I was thinking when Ambrose brought out the list on SmackDown.
Well, he mentioned the coal miner's glove. I'm like, come on.
Coal miner's glove, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
It's such a good match.
Such an amazing and just high energy, just you have no idea, not just what's about to happen, but where it's going to take place match.
Ambrose is arguably the biggest face in the company right now.
He's the hottest face right now. He's the hottest guy right now.
During the Roman Reigns match, did you hear "We Want Ambrose" chants?
Yes, I did.
There was
That's for you,
something
America.
about that. It was
Simmer on that.
That was a weird match. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
though.
Very soon.
Pretty soon. Yeah.
But yeah,
Jericho Wyatt, I believe.
Jericho Wyatt is next. And, definitely need to, slow down and have a more methodical match after such chaos of that one, which is, again, why, I love the order of this. But, yeah, Jericho first off with his light bright jacket.
Beautiful.
Like best one yet.
Most expensive one yet.
Yes. And he had a
Put it
countdown.
that way.
Yeah, he had all
Yeah,
10.
he did.
We haven't had the countdown in a while.
I was just like, it's just gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna be ready for it, and it's gonna scare
We
the
were
crap.
right next
Okay,
to
good.
that freaking crash box.
Seriously, we
I
were
didn't even.
right
The
next
problem.
to it.
The problem with the crash box today was we didn't see it. It was actually behind a curtain, so we didn't know it was, or at least I didn't know it was there. I'm like, oh, maybe they didn't bring a crash box. I can't think of who has pyro that would need a crash box.
Forgot
And,
Brock had pyro.
Yeah, the opening pyro was like, ah!
But so the Wyatt Jericho match. Oh, and again, now Wyatt with his entrance, I was wondering for the longest time where all those lights are coming. And we're like, it can't possibly just be all the fans just go in a flashlight app on as Hobo opens another drink.
Don't judge me.
Don't judge. Keep talking.
We gotta do this. See, I've been doing it all day.
All right.
If I stop now, I'll have a terrible headache, and that's for tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But so again, whenever we're watching on TV, I'm just like, there's no way that many people are using the flashlights. And then I saw for my own eyes, holy crap, 20,000 people are using their flashlights on their phone.
This guy cheated and brought a bunch.
See, now I don't have the flashlight app. I just brought lights because I'm smart, and I can set them from this to this for Wyatt.
And then
I
he
can-
just went back and
I
forth.
can sway.
Now, here's a question. You want another little marketing idea for WWE to make some more money?
Bring it on.
Why not a 99-cent app that is a Bray Wyatt flashlight?
That plays the music.
Like, when you turn it on, it has the blap.
Oh, soundboard with a flashlight.
Yeah, just like soundboard on and off. The blap.
I'd buy it.
Yeah. You know how many people will buy that thing?
I'd buy it.
WWE, I want 10%.
99 cents.
Right now. Because they're going to make
Look at
millions
that.
off that.
Yeah.
Someone send them this moment. And when it's available to download, tell them, I'll give them my mailing address.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
So, the match goes on with Bray and Jericho.
Yeah,
a lot.
After the lumberjack match, it was really hard to.
I mean,
to this.
and stuff because I don't want to say it was like a lackluster match because I thought this
No.
match was better than their match at the last pay-per-view.
It's a real thinker of this.
It was
match.
definitely a thinker.
Slow.
Yeah, just a slow, methodical storytelling match between the two.
Jericho doing a lot of little man moves, not little man, smaller man.
Mm-hmm.
He hit the Frankensteiner. He hit a flying shoulder block to the outside. That was nuts.
Yeah, well, that was right off the
I've
bat.
not seen that before. I really haven't.
He did that in like around WCW, ECW, but then he changed it to that
kick.
drop kick where he'd still land in the ring.
Right.
A triangle drop kick.
And
Much
now,
safer.
now, like 15 years later, we're doing the crazy shoulder block one again.
Hey, man. When your opponent is crazier than you, sometimes you got to meet him.
You
in
talked
that
about
ring.
let's get crazy,
Let's get crazy, baby.
and that's what he was trying to
Get
do.
crazy with him.
I'm trying to remember all the stuff. Again, we have.
There,
no
I mean,
notes.
there was the Sister Abigail against the
That was
barricade.
at the end.
That was at the end. When Jericho was trying to put him away, and then he popped up.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
I ain't done yet, boy.
And that
The
scared
spider.
Jericho.
Oh yeah, it's like
Oh! Just freak anybody out. What if somebody just did that in front of you? What the hell would you do?
I don't know.
Pissing my pants.
I still
Yeah,
think
right?
the production aspect of the one at WrestleMania is still my favorite, where the camera panned when he was on
Oh,
the ground,
yeah.
and it panned back, and he was up, and it was like, everybody had like a similar reaction to Cena because he went rope. Holy crap! But that one is still my favorite. But
was great.
when he does pull out the Exorcist crab walk thing, it was it's still awesome.
Only on the big shows. I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it's not a regular thing.
That's Jimmy's Superfly quality stuff. Superfly didn't do the splash every night, man. He pulled it out for the special occasions.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got to do. You got to have something that's for special occasions that makes it an attraction.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do that.
Yeah. Jericho had locked the walls in at one point, even hit the code breaker at one point. The code breaker looked good, but then it was.
Now he only got one leg into it. He didn't get it all.
Oh, my angle looked good.
Nah, he
yeah,
only got
from
one
ours,
leg into
it wasn't quite as strong as you would think.
That's
it would.
why
Okay.
Bray kicked out of it. He only got.
Well, I noticed Bray. It seemed like they were trying to make him get close to the rope to get his foot on the rope.
He got his foot under it.
Did he get it
He
under?
had it under. It was
Okay.
just the toes.
Okay. But then, as you were saying, he hit the Sister Abigail into the barricade, which looked disgusting.
Because Jericho just sort of hung there like he was stuck and then slid down slowly.
And then he threw him back in the ring, hit the Sister Abigail in the ring, and Bray Wyatt cleanly, no Harper, no Rowan, no surprise fourth member, clean defeated Chris Jericho.
Finally, he defeats.
He finally got a
someone.
big win.
There were
Thanks,
some
Chris.
rumors of a fourth Wyatt member to be announced in this match.
It would have made
because
sense
of
since
yeah.
Harper and Rowan were banned. Like, honestly, I was expecting if Wyatt was going to win, either he was going to cheat in some way where Harper and Rowan was going to interfere in some fashion, or maybe a dark horse chance of a fourth guy. But we didn't have either of that. And
I like that better.
I think,
Yeah.
I do too.
He
It makes
needed
it-
a clean
It makes
win.
Wyatt look strong.
Yes.
Turned it into the Dudley thing if you got too many of these fools running around.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it short.
Big Dick Wyatt.
Big.
Nick, you're laughing in the back, but
That's a
that
total
actually
Dudley
existed.
Boys reference.
That was an
Dick
actor. There was
Dudley
actually
Yes.
a guy
was a
named Big Dick
dude,
Dudley.
and he died, and people super miss him. As do I.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a touching tribute.
I know.
Speaking of touching, let's talk about the Divas match.
Not
I'm sorry.
Donica,
I'm
ladies and gentlemen,
sorry.
Mark Donica.
Good night, everybody.
something you'll do later, and you didn't do in front of me and all
Total-
of the children.
Total legit. Stephanie's outfit looked awesome. It looked like
She looked hot as hell.
it looked like Beth Phoenix. It looked like an old school Beth Phoenix.
Yeah.
bit. I
She-
thought she was
she-
wearing a tiara too.
She had a built-in necklace
Mm-hmm.
into the gear. Oh man, their seamstress is great. I've been starting to follow her on Twitter. For God's sake, somebody follow her on Twitter. She's amazing. I really appreciate that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's
for
man.
someone who makes their own clothing.
Yeah, no, that's straight up shoot, man.
Mm-hmm.
As Austin would say, that's a shoot. Follow that lady. That lady is freaking talented.
Yeah, that outfit. Because I was wondering honestly, because she just had a T-shirt like release as well. Stephanie has her own T-shirt.
Steph.
The stuff.
Yeah. So I was honestly thinking, because that came out, maybe she's just gonna kind of wear either like shorts or like warm up pants and the T-shirt,
Yeah.
to plug it. But no, then she comes out in that.
In
Sort of
ring
like
gear.
like a cat suit.
Yeah, it was
kinda.
like this is like legit ring. Like this is like you plan on wrestling for the next 5 years in this type of outfit, ring gear.
Nah, she's gonna frame it or sell it.
Oh, probably.
She
WWEauction.com.
She looked or worked as legit as her gear tonight, man.
This was the best wrestling she has ever done. The crowd at that point was chanting, "You still got it," but it's like, no, she's doing moves now that she did not do 10 years ago.
Right? She was controlled. She was poised. She took her time.
Yeah,
She
it was
worked
slow
for
paced,
everything.
but again, she's not a full-time wrestler.
No,
Right.
But she's still
She
got some
she
moves
must
in
be
there.
training. I mean, being married to a wrestler, I'm sure my wife will tell you that you're basically always training to do something. Because I never a day goes by that I don't practice punching my wife. Well, just a little, not hard. I mean,
You're saying a lot of it between Russians and punching your wife.
I'm gonna be the heel on this show.
That's good coffee. Something that Stephanie
Nick's taking off his headphones in the back. He's done.
so something that the
Don't call the cops on me, man. Don't be that guy.
this
wrong with
match
you today?
there were several
Plenty.
long weekend. There were multiple matches tonight where the crowd started chanting "boring," and all
Thankfully, nowhere near me.
no, it was up by us.
Okay.
The cheap seats, the peasants, if you will.
Yeah, if we're talking about Globe Theater style, they weren't paying attention because just because there wasn't a move a second in this match in the Stephanie Brie match, Stephanie was working her being a bad guy the whole time, whether she was actually like doing a move or not. She made sure that everybody in that building hated her,
Which was the odd part because, at least in my section, the crowd was cheering for Stephanie to win the match.
there are a lot of people in there.
That was one of the biggest things about this match that wasn't right, is the underestimated factor of an old schooler coming out. You rarely get to see Stephanie McMahon wrestle.
Yeah.
Or ever get to see Stephanie McMahon wrestle, as is the case for a good chunk of the audience, because it's been, 13 years since...
10 or
It's
11.
been-
10 or 11.
Yeah, it's been over a decade.
Okay, yeah. So a lot of the kids in there, they never even seen her.
Right.
So a lot of the older fans appreciated her actually getting in the ring, which got her cheers, which is not what you want. What you needed to do, just start Brie. Brie needs to start up, turn that key, start kicking ass, man. She was under too long. It's good. It's good having
with that.
It's good having them on top.
I see
You've
what
got
you're
to
saying.
start fighting back. For God's sake, start hitting them. Do something. Get up. Get the people behind you.
Yeah. And then eventually Brie did make that comeback, got into Brie mode, hit the drop kick off the second rope, and that cued Triple H to start running down the ramp.
To boos. I mean, those were solid boos.
They're like,
I was-
"Oh, why is he coming out to ruin it?"
Oh god.
And then out
Thanks, Hank.
and then out came Nikki to a bunch of cheers. It was like, "Oh, is Nikki really going to stop Triple H? I mean, what the hell are people thinking?"
Balls.
Well,
But then I guess it distracted him long enough where then Brie hit a baseball slide, kind of baseball, it's through the bottom rope, really.
it was.
Yeah, it was bottom.
It was either a really
It was
low
in
drop
between.
kick or a baseball
Yeah,
slide.
either way.
Boots to Triple H. Man goes down.
Yep, he went down, and then he's down. Oh, and he pulled out the referee as well, so the ref is down, and now Stephanie is surrounded by both Bellas, and they're ready. Crowd is chanting, yes, yes, yes. Nikki,
Brie grabs Brie grabs Stephanie. Nikki goes for the shot. Nails Brie, man.
no, other way around.
The other way around.
Nikki
I can't tell. They're twins.
Nikki grabs Stephanie for Brie to wind up, and then Nikki threw Stephanie to the ground and clocked her.
Was that it?
That's what I thought it was,
We blurred.
because Nikki turned tonight.
Doesn't matter. That's what happened.
Right.
Nikki
Because the
turned
way you
tonight.
said it sounds like it was an accident. If Brie held Stephanie and then Nikki hit it, like, because Stephanie kind of got out of the way,
Right.
so
it looked like an accident to me, but then again, they dress alike, and I couldn't figure it out.
but then Nikki, after it was, and she just stood there, she then pointed to Stephanie. There you go.
right.
and
No,
it's-
I got that after it happened. I'm like,
It was unbeknownst to the
shoot.
authority.
Yeah, it was. From my section, I was like, "Who hit who? What just happened?" And then, of course,
And
it was
then the
here
pedigree.
you go, and
And then pedigree by Stephanie, and Stephanie
It looked
McMahon
good.
wins.
She does that well.
She does it like almost better than Triple H. It's crazy.
Well, also it depends on who's taking it.
Yeah,
So
well, Brie took it great.
Brie took it very well.
Also, Stephanie waits longer to release.
Yeah. If the match was fantastic. Shut up. The match was fantastic. I sent in my predictions, and right after I did, I was talking to Dale before we walked in. Met a wonderful fan in front of the Staples Center, by the way. From Australia. She's like, oh my God, it's Dale and Hobo. And Mark, can I get a picture? Oh my God. And she posted it and retweeted it. Yeah, it was crazy.
Super cool.
But Dale and I were talking, and I said, oh, crap, I forgot about Nikki. Nikki's totally going to turn tonight.
See, I was thinking she was going to turn on Raw, so we had some type of bigger moment for the Raw moment, which I'm sure we'll still have something. But that's why I was thinking Brie's going to have the good moment tonight, and then something happen on Raw. But no, we had the heel turn happen tonight.
Yeah.
And now Nikki and Brie can feud for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Now Stephanie can be there, but she doesn't have to get in the ring again.
It's just hard to keep it interesting. You got to keep it interesting.
Well, you can. Well, now they have a diva in the Authority. So now eventually, whenever this Paige AJ feud ends, because if AJ ends up the one on top of it, Paige, whenever that feud ends, then you have Nikki jump in to be the top contender for the title, and she's being led by the Authority.
Which means AJ would have to pick it back up because
in the rubber match, maybe
Paige is working heel.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and it could, but again, if you have the payoff, the rubber match, and it has some type of big, gimmick, like I said, even the cage, it's all right if AJ wins that.
Jesus, we're breaking kayfabe all over the place. I'm just so damn tired and drunk. I don't care anymore. I hope y'all are really appreciating this. This is a challenge.
Well, again, a long weekend, long fun, but again, super fun.
Very much
It's
so.
late. We don't have any notes. No. We're having a blast.
We've been going for 61 minutes.
And we got at least 20 more. At least 20 more.
It only feels like we've been doing this for like 15.
I know, doesn't it?
It's weird.
I don't even know if we only have 2 more matches.
Well, that's good. I need to get out of here.
You're a hobo. Do you really have places to go?
No. To sleep, actually. That's the one place I really need to go.
Curl up in a nice box.
I'm going to go sleep up there.
Right.
Up there.
In the heavens.
In
Randy
the heavens.
Orton.
Death.
Randy
Death
Orton
awaits
versus
me.
Roman
He will be
Reigns.
missed.
Oh, sweet life.
Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns. With the way this card was going, I was honestly thinking, oh, they're making this match the semi-main.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I was thinking this was going to be like Reigns was going to win in a minute. Like, it was going to be just a shock, Superman punch spear, done. But no, they gave this a lot of time.
I don't know. It didn't need it, man. It suffered for it. I think this was the weakest match on the card.
Doesn't mean it was bad.
In build-up.
Yeah.
In build-up, this was the weakest match on the card. I don't think anybody in the audience wanted this match. They did not want it 1 ounce. So as it happened, as it laid itself out for everyone, nobody bit. Nobody ate. Nobody was swallowing.
I disagree with you on that because I agree in the fact that the build-up was definitely the worst out of all the matches on the card. However, this was Roman's true, real, test to see, all right, can you wrestle kind of a main event style match? And overall, other than his weird sleeper hold that he locked on, I thought he actually did a really good job. And the crowd gradually, they weren't at first, but as the match progressed, they got more and more into the match.
Well, the problem was they liked Roman Reigns, but they didn't want the match. So everybody wanted to see Roman be Roman because they popped huge for just him being him. But they did not care whether or not he won this match. It was a throwaway in their minds because they did not invest 1 ounce of energy, 1 ounce of concentration. I think there was a woman watching the network on her phone next to him during this match.
100%.
I kid you not.
That is a shoot.
Why
100%.
You're right
next
there.
to me.
Why would you watch the network? Was she
do
watching
not
Legends
know.
House, or was
No,
she watching?
she was watching the
Roman
match,
Reigns.
and it was like
I'm not even kidding.
like she was watching the pay-per-view on her phone, and her husband was like, "How far behind is it?" Like it wasn't like, "What are you doing? It's right there." Like look, like he was just like,
Yeah, they did not want this match. They did not care about this match.
Just wanted to look at
But they
Roman.
were happy that Roman won.
and the
Roman's
kids,
over. The situation is not.
But how about though
that
RKO?
That RKO.
That RKO
Yeah,
into the spear,
brother.
or from the
Damn.
spear. That was one of the smoothest RKOs, like from like a counter and a finisher.
Like everybody
that
said,
I remember.
Everybody said it was from a spear, but it looked like he was going. To me, it looked like he was going with the Superman punch. Because when
he
he
already
goes for
hit
the
it.
yeah, but
He
when
was going. His spear went a little high.
that's the thing, because he
Orton
went
saw
super
the
high.
opening when the spear went high, and he just ducked in a little low and caught.
Okay, because I mean, in order to get, I mean, I guess that leaves the opportunity open for another.
Reigns was
RKO
actually
type.
aiming for the sternum. So he was aiming high. He was aiming for the sternum, which is right here,
Yeah.
just above, here,
just above the belly.
which is a problem. If you go low, a man can't really counter. But if you aim high, a guy like Orton can just duck a little low, hook the head, hit the RKO.
Yeah,
It was a mistake.
And that was like that brief second where it was just like, wait, they're gonna actually let Orton win this match because of just the timing and how he hit it. But then Reigns kicked out of it, and I'm fine if he kicked out of it. If Orton, after he hit it, was like still selling and had to crawl to make the cover, but he was right into the cover.
Mm-hmm.
That should have, by the pace that he went for the pin, that just makes the RKO look weaker.
I guess so. I guess you're right.
Oh, also that power slam. The spear into the power
that
slam.
one too.
Orton, like, that's the thing, is people give Orton a lot of slack, including me, that he's kind of boring, he kind of does the same thing. And he does do the same things, but he always execute them in a new and interesting way every match, as opposed to just doing the same thing. Like, he finds different ways to do the dangling DDT, he finds different ways to do the power slam, he finds different ways to do the RKO. He keeps it fresh. So if there's anybody for Roman Reigns to prove himself on his first outing, Randy Orton is one of the top people to do it with.
And anybody more seniored, I mean, he's the guy in this. Next to John Cena, it's Randy Orton.
The way he started, right around the same time.
Yeah. So if you're going to test your mettle against a real, seniored opponent, it's got to be Randy Orton. That's where you test your mettle. And I think they put on a hell of a match. You're just going to have to watch it on mute because nobody cared.
Oh, jeez. Well, then when Reigns finally hit the spear, like you were saying before with the one that he countered, it was high. Like, it was...
He's aiming for the sternum. He's trying to drive the air out.
It almost looked like
it doesn't make a difference.
It almost looked like
drives the man's head back, causing whiplash. I'm explaining this to you. You're talking over me.
I'm talking over you. Got it.
Right.
Mommy, Daddy, I just want dessert.
Go to your room.
What's for dinner?
Hey, he has a room. Good for you. You're coming up in the world.
Well, no, I think to me, from my angle, it almost looked like he was low on a clothesline. It's like, from my angle, it almost seemed like, oh, he's going for a hook, but he hit the chest and not like up at the neck.
Right.
But it was actually his spear, which to me just felt like it was a little high.
It's just a different way of doing it. If you hit low, the impact's more on the back of the head. If you hit high, you're hitting the sternum and driving the sternum into the ground.
The spear was gross tonight.
It
was like, yeah, he's done. It was beautiful and gross. I liked the tease for the punt. Like there's not anything that he can do more to keep Reigns down. He has to go to the move that and that's another thing. Back when he used to do the punt all the time or tease the punt all the time, it stopped being as special. And then you question, oh, why doesn't he do the punt very often? And even just the tease of it makes you go, oh, he's got nothing left. This is the last thing that he has to do, and it helped sell that even more. And I very much thought this match was enjoyable. I agree that the build up, but
it was originally supposed to be Triple H, wasn't it?
Then they pushed Triple H is going to be him and Roman at Night of Champions.
Okay,
yeah,
is it?
That supposedly. Because Night of Champions is the first pay-per-view back after repurchasing the network, and they're trying to. The paper on paper, everybody's like, okay, we need to make Night of Champions or SummerSlam a really good show so that people can watch it for Night of Champions. And then we need to make Night of Champions a really good show so that people go, oh yeah, I do want to see what happens next.
Yeah, well, we do want to see Hell in a Cell and Survivor Series and TLC or whatever the order is.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But either way, they deliver on some aspect, and this one pay-per-view, or this and WrestleMania, were both well worth the price of the network.
Is H versus Reigns a real draw either, though?
Not now.
No, they were building toward it, and then they just went, hey, bother Randy for a little while. And so hopefully now, with a couple of weeks that they do have, they can really put a button in it.
We'll see. Well,
Yeah.
well, they're going to have to start it tomorrow.
It literally all starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because it's over tonight.
Yep. Main event, WWE World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Brock Lesnar, my God, this man is massive, versus John Cena. The bell rings. Cena just charges.
YOLO.
YOLO.
YOLO. I said YOLO.
Oh, okay.
YOLO.
Hashtag YOLO. It means you only live once.
I know what YOLO means.
He's
Okay,
being
just
that
double checking.
hashtag douchebag.
That's me.
Oh,
Hashtag
nice.
999.
So the bell rings. Cena just charges because he knows he's got to go swinging. I wish someone timed. I need to go home and time it. I feel less than 30 seconds into the match. F5.
It basically was Cena charges. Lesnar starts to fight back. Cena fights a little harder. Lesnar hooks him into the fireman's carry. Bam!
Like we literally both were like,
Yeah, I was ready. I'm just like,
were
the
so
main
taken
event is
aback.
lasting 30 seconds. He's pinning him right now. But
it got so much better than that.
But so even though he kicked out, then it just turned to like the longest squash match and the most one-sided title match that I can remember.
Can I was telling you earlier, my favorite tweet of the night was from, Max Landis, wonderful
Love Max,
person,
friend of the show.
Yep, friend of the show. He had a bunch of great tweets tonight about the Lesnar match. One of my favorites was they booked Lesnar and Cena like Lesnar versus Heath Slater, and I loved it.
Lesnar went on a rampage where literally for 20 minutes, so F5 at the beginning, and then in span of 18 minutes, all there was takedown punches and German suplexes.
16 German suplexes.
When we've been told the count was 16 Germans.
And
Hobo, you've taken Germans before. You've probably delivered Germans before.
Oh yeah, I deliver them pretty well.
How much does one German hurt you?
A lot, especially when you dome a guy like friggin' Lesnar was tonight.
Right.
He dropped Cena on the back of his skull.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we're asking for. One German. How about 16 by a guy like Lesnar over the course of 15, 17 minutes?
You better pay me really well.
I mean, people joke about like Cena's 5 moves of doom, and I actually had a guy that I know from indie shows I hear after the show. I happened to run into him, and we were talking.
Ooh.
I can't. His name's escaping me. He liked to work like security at shows.
Okay.
And I'm sorry if you're listening to this. Your name's escaping me. I apologize.
I saw him.
No. But
actually.
But so I was asking him, like, how'd you enjoy the show? He's like, oh, I liked it, but the main, he's just like, Lesnar only just did like one move. It was one. I'm like, are you out of your freaking mind? I'm like, you want a 1 move of doom or 2 moves? I mean, that's what you do. I mean, we're video game fans. You know, when we were especially younger, you would pick a guy in a wrestling game that had this like great move that wasn't even special, but just a powerful move, and that was the move you would just do on the opponent over and over. Like I would pick Scott Norton in WCW NWO and just do power bombs over and over and over. That's what this was, and it was.
This is a video game.
It was brilliant by a million standards. I
popped so hard during this match. My
was so
favorite
great.
bit was Cena finally gets a little bit of a comeback. He hits the attitude adjustment. 1, 2. Brock doesn't just get up. He sits up like
and
the
laughs.
Undertaker.
And then laughs.
I was just like, I was just like, I was shouting expletives, like laughing about it. He was shouting expletives and hating, just like, I hate you so much, you terrible human being. And I was like, I love this is the best thing ever.
Well,
what a jerk.
I can understand both sides of it. Mark, I'm personally on your side because I've enjoyed it, but Hobo, I understand yours, but go ahead and break
Oh no,
it down.
I hate it. I hate the fact that the streak was broken on such a terrible
I'm not
match.
talking about
All of
the
that.
streak. I'm not talking about the streak.
No.
Okay.
The streak factors in very largely to
exactly.
this
They were
match.
selling that even more so. Like, hey, remember how I did that? Like that's what it was. Just
I mean,
yeah,
it's-
that might work on the Undertaker, but that don't work on me. I'm Brock Lesnar. I'm ready. You ready? Come on, let's go. Keep going, man.
My feelings about this match are very complex. Very, very complex. Whereas everybody else's seem to be completely one color or another. I'm completely split down the middle. I think they made the Undertaker's loss look legitimate by Brock beating Cena for the championship. They did do that very well, and I'm glad to see that loss. God, I can't even talk about it. That the Undertaker's loss was useful in some way. I hope that was part of the plan. To me, the Undertaker never lost. I can't handle it. It's my psyche eating itself. But the fact that an MMA fighter beat a wrestler that bad, not just the
wrestler,
champion,
but like the face.
He beat not the face. He beat arguably the strongest wrestler in the company, in the world's biggest company. He beat him so badly that it makes you question whether or not what we do is legitimate or not, or that an MMA fighter couldn't just step into a wrestling ring and completely overtake everything that we do. And it really very much emotionally bothers me that our whole existence has come into question as far as I see it. It's
a very interesting way of putting it.
No, I totally understand that. I think now they have to make the build big enough. Shocker, Brock Lesnar wins. Everybody was like, yeah, Brock Lesnar wins, and nobody really thought about it.
They just called wrestling fake.
Kind of. But now we have the opportunity to put somebody in a position to take Cena's place as the best and take that from Brock Lesnar. Because by by everything, nobody can beat Brock Lesnar. As of tonight, nobody can beat Brock Lesnar. We know as a company that's not going to happen.
The only thing I could see happening to Brock Lesnar is the entire locker room swallows him, beats him to death, and then the belts are vacated for somebody else to pick up.
Triple threat match. He's not the one pinned.
Right.
Sure. I think that work, and then he'll just be like, "Oh man, this sucks. This is stupid. I won't play anymore." And then he just leaves.
That's basically the only thing that could happen. I can't imagine anything else happening after this. Of course, that's very narrow-minded of me, and I understand.
Well, one thing that I think will be refreshing with this is the fact that we're just so accustomed to the WWE Champion being on every Raw, wrestling on just about every Raw, whether it's a tag match, non-title match, whatever the case may be. They're always like there in action in some case. Now you're making the champion a special attraction.
Except for The Rock. The Rock just did that.
But Lesnar is going to be appearing more often than The Rock.
Arguably.
But Lesnar has Heyman.
To keep it going.
Will always be there.
Exactly.
Whether you like it or not.
Actually, we had Sam Roberts on SmackDown AfterBuzz this week, and he brought up a good point. He's just like, he said, watch now, there'll be tons of Raws with Paul Heyman cutting the promo, holding the title, and Lesnar not in the building.
I find that entirely possible. And that would make him even more hated.
Exactly. But then the question comes in, as you were saying, Hobo, who can step up to actually beat Lesnar now? Because who knows if they're going to have Cena kind of like sell injuries or things like that, because he is still filming stuff as well. Dan O'Brien's on the shelf. Pushing Roman Reigns up to this point now, I think might be a little quick.
And what I've heard about that, the biggest rumor because of Brock's schedule is that he will have the title until WrestleMania.
Which would make sense.
It would. That dominance lasting well into next year, having Roman Reigns being built up until the Royal Rumble, winning the Royal Rumble, and then being built even further so that it's not as big as the build, well, quote unquote, as long as the build for Cena Rock, but seeing how Roman Reigns is, if you give him better opponents, so if you do give him Triple H, and then maybe Batista when he comes back, and so on and so forth, and you give him the top talent from here on out in that big stage, you can see him evolve, and he's got that he's got a strike as a finisher. He's got 2 strikes as a finisher. So there's that sort of bridge between the MMA and the pro wrestling style.
Now, talking about his evolution, here's what truly needs to evolve, and this comes from seeing him at a panel over the weekend. His talking game needs to evolve massively if you're going to go toe-to-toe with the likes of Paul Heyman and his invisible, essentially, opponent would be Brock Lesnar. Your opponent's not going to be there. Basically, if you're the man on top, you shouldn't even be wrestling necessarily if you're the #1 contender. Arguably, you've got to prove your strength, but if you're going, you can't even fight your opponent. You can't even fight the man who's going to be who's holding the title. Your promo game has to improve.
But the bigger question, in the midst of all that is, all right, you're saying maybe build up Roman Reigns more and more to win the Rumble. Well, the Rumble's in January.
Exactly.
We're in August. Who's going to wrestle Lesnar in September and October and November and December and January?
And that's what makes this so interesting.
Yeah.
Is because you finally get to, Lesnar showed tonight that he can have a dominating match.
He just dominated the biggest guy.
So now we get to see the challenge of the writers' team to make Brock Lesnar interesting for a long period of time. So we will probably get to see the Cesaro Brock Lesnar match that people have been talking about, and you just get to they'll probably be testing people up against Lesnar to try to help carry him to make him
maybe they'll
strong.
throw Sheamus there at some point.
Yeah.
My question is, can Lesnar work that match? Can Lesnar work? Tonight was completely one-sided. Basically, Lesnar had to do nothing. He went out there with a game plan of kill, 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 German suplex, German suplex, German suplex, German suplex, kill. That was it for him. Can he work a match? I have yet to see this man actually work a match, because if The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar is as good as it's going to get, baby, it ain't good enough for me.
I can 100% agree with that, too.
I would say, yeah, because the Undertaker-Lesnar match was a primarily one-sided match. The cage match he had with Triple H about a year ago, that one kind of went back and forth a little bit. That was probably the most competitive one that we've seen Lesnar since his return.
But if they give
that was a while ago.
If they give him gimmick matches, then there's a chance to make it entertaining, because then you kind of give him a crutch to stand on. But a gimmick match for the heavyweight title for 6-8 months,
yeah. I mean, are we gonna give a handicap WWE World Heavyweight Title match at one of these pay-per-views?
If
it's the only thing that makes any sense, or the only thing that would build any intrigue or possibility of him losing this championship because he beat John Cena, again, the strongest wrestler in the company, basically one-handed. I mean, he didn't even want to finish the match. He didn't even want to pin him. The only pin attempt he did was 2 hands. Arm's length from his actual opponent. He did not want this to end. He wanted John to give up. That is truly what he wanted. It would have satisfied him to no end, having actually gotten him not even submitted, not even pinned, to just give up, walk away, and give him the belt. That's what he wanted. He didn't get it, but he got damn close.
Yeah, it was I can only imagine, because I'm going to eventually watch this again on the network. And oh, yes. And I'm sure the commentary during that match was just it was all this. It was how much more punishment can John Cena? The kind of the slow, depressing, just
basically, this is a wake for John Cena.
I'm not interested in seeing what the commentary was for the whole show, because we've been talking about it on countless after shows about how the commentary has just been lackluster,
which is why I'm curious about it.
One of the things that over the weekend, I guess we're running out of time. We'll start to go into it a bit.
We'll get there.
We got a chance to talk to a lot of folks at the WWE 2K15 character announcement, roster announcement. Hobo took the chance to interview some folks. Kaori interviewed Cesaro. I interviewed Hulk Hogan. Sorry.
Yeah,
yeah, I did, and I was electric. But Cena got taken away almost he was one of the first people to go away in the group. And I got a chance to tell him I was a fan of yours, Then I started booing you because it was the popular thing to do. I've come back around, and I'm a very big fan of everything that you do." And he said, "Well, it's more fun to boo me." And I said, "No, it's not. It's more fun to watch you succeed." And tonight, the level of disrespect that the fans at the Staples Center gave John Cena
After the match. I think it was after off the air, I believe.
it was off the air. Even John
It was
Cena or not.
ceaseless until he was no longer visible.
It was John Cena or not. You just watched a man get the living crap beat out of him. Whether you're a fan of his or not, whether it's a work or not, his health comes into question. He got slammed on the back of his head, on the front of his head with flipping punches all the time. To start chanting "na na na na, hey hey goodbye" as if that made me beyond angry. And the whole hating John Cena thing, like, "Oh, it's so funny, I hate John Cena." He is the hardest working man in that business. Whether you like his style or not, and there's a whole bunch of respect that he deserves. And after this night, working this match for Brock to help establish him as the most dominant champion, he deserves all the credit in the world and a raise and time off.
Someone like you, I feel that my opinion of John Cena kind of changes now and again. But simply for storyline, we have got the most cold, heartless fans in Southern California I have seen in a long time. How do you not want a man to get up and succeed after maybe, Jesus, the 10th German suplex at most? How do you not cheer for that? I myself just was screaming, "Get up! Get up! Come on!" I wanted to see him. I wanted to see him retain because I believe that the best good guy is fighting from underneath, and John Cena was under everything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you were cheering like I was, standing like I was with Rome 14 years wrestling.
Yep.
We were standing almost the entire match, and Rome, after like so many Germans, was now like cheering like, "Come on," like Cena like to pull through with it because just the beating was just so ruthless and vicious. We got a lot of questions going into with the 3 title changes and everything. We got a lot of questions going into tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. Those of you that you follow on the AfterBuzz YouTube page, if you're not following it yet, please do immediately because we have a lot of videos from this weekend that are up now, and a lot more are coming. Mark and Hobo touched on that. They got to interview people at the 2K15 panel.
He got Sheamus and Stone Cold. I got Hulk Hogan. Just missed Sting by that much.
Rome, though, did get Sting. I believe it's going to be on the Black Hollywood Live.
Black Hollywood Live.
Cool.
And then Corey got Cesaro, which I'm sure I'm going to hear to the ends of the earth on. And along with that, like I've talked about on SmackDown on this, I got to interview guys on the Meteor Row, Goldust, Stardust.
Stardust
Miz,
is the highlight.
Jimmy Hart, the Bellas.
You're so damn lucky.
I was very lucky with that. Kathy was at the Total Divas luncheon. We got filmed for that.
Luncheon?
There was a Total Divas luncheon kind of hyping.
Food?
Apparently, Kathy got the food.
She didn't eat any of it. I know it.
And then, like, the big panels that they had, you guys were at the Steve Austin one today. Gabby and Scott got to ask questions at the Hulk Hogan one. Rome got to ask a question at the DX one last night. All this footage, a lot of it's on WWE.com, the network. We're going to have a bunch of these videos of interviews on AfterBuzz. I just want to take this time to thank the WWE for inviting AfterBuzz
Very much.
No, yeah,
for
seriously.
all of these events. It was... Honestly, like for me personally, I was at the Be a Star thing. Johnny and Gabby did the Special Olympics event.
Saw that video. The video's up on AfterBuzz. That is a wonderful piece, and I'm very happy that they got to do that.
Yeah, I mean, they literally, WWE just opened the doors for us to go to literally everything we wanted. And we couldn't be more thankful for them allowing us. And of course, AfterBuzz for allowing us to do all this. I mean, this was, for me personally, these 3 days, other than the lack of sleep, the most...
Screw the lack of sleep.
Yeah, who needs it? No. The most, like, exhilarating and just rewarding time in my, I've technically, I guess you can say technically, quote-unquote, been in the business for almost 9 years now, but this was by far and away just the most fun I've had, getting to meet all these people, getting manager advice from Jimmy Hart.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, dear God. I mean, give me like a little... bit of advice. Like if I'm wearing a jacket, this is in the interview that's online, but he's like, if you're wearing a sport coat and you're wearing a jacket and you hop on the apron, don't keep it buttoned, because if you have it unbuttoned, then it will wave when you're selling more. And I'm like, oh my god, it's just such simple things. It's just so brilliant. And I mean, just so many great things. And I mean, you got that moment with Hogan. Beyond. Steve Austin got an interview from the Hobo, for crying out loud.
It's really like they got interviewed by me. I never thought I would ever get this opportunity. I'm just a dirty little hairy man. I never thought I would ever get to this level. I feel like I've elevated. This is nuts, man.
We've all elevated. AFTERBUZZ is elevated after this weekend as well.
Yes, and we've all helped each other kind of grow. And
yeah, this was
much
great.
love to AFTERBUZZ.
This was great, like, because we all got to work as a team. All the shows, Raw, SmackDown, NXT main event, we all took part in the events. We all got interviews. We all had our moments, and then we all enjoyed an insanely entertaining SummerSlam from beginning to end.
And so, just like WrestleMania, a lot of stuff to talk about until oblivion.
Yeah.
Yep. So comment on this video, no matter where you are.
On iTunes and YouTube. And, of course, you can tweet us your comments and, of course, any questions. And, again, we got all those videos popping up.
Yes. You will see them. We will tweet them out. AFTERBUZZ will put them out. If you subscribe, you'll get them right away. And... I mean, we're
exhausted, but in a great way,
and we want to keep talking about this show. We really do.
But we're out of time. We're out of time. We're reaching our limit.
One more thing.
Well, okay.
This show, basically, everybody kicked out of finishers tonight. Everybody. Think about it. Every single match, if they had people kicking out of
Paige
finishers.
did not, or AJ did not. Well, technically, who knows if that was her finisher?
But it was just
Jericho.
It was one of those shows.
The Jericho.
Not Jericho, but everybody else, pretty much just everybody got the finish and managed to kick out of it. It was one of those. I wonder if that is a direction they will be going in the future, is starting to scale back finishers.
Maybe
not phase them out, because they are an
they're
essential
needed.
part.
Yeah.
But simply dial them back. And I saw that very clearly stated tonight.
Well, that's a fun topic to talk about. Again, to tweet us or again leave the comments on the YouTube. On the YouTube. I said that on Friday, too.
Tubs.
You got the YouTube, you got the Twitter, you got the iTunes, you got the everything.
Instagram.
People who have Instagram.
You got the Instagram, you got the
Classmates.com, MySpace, Friendster.
The
Bookface.
Bookface.
Yeah, Bookface. My face or the Space Book.
That's right.
I'm on the Space Book.
Hobo, how can people contact you on the Twitter?
@TrueHobo. And I'm on ProWrestlingTees.com/Hobo, Soapbox Card TVs. Wait. Yeah. Soapbox Card TV. Oh, man, I'm so...
Wow, you're doing great.
I'm done. Please
can we hit Lesnar's music? Maybe that will pump him up a little bit. Let's get Lesnar's music.
That'll make us so mad. So the three of us, we just finished you made us so mad all month on Soapbox Card TV.
Just freaking
go and watch it. It's on YouTube and on Facebook. You can talk to both of us about the event. You can talk to us on Twitter. You can talk to me on Twitter @SoapboxMark. You can find us on NXT on Thursdays. And tomorrow night, we are debuting Epic Meal Empire here on AfterBuzz TV, Monday night at 11.
I love Epic Meal.
Yeah, it's so good.
I can't wait to watch you guys on that. Hobo with food is just...
So hungry.
And, of course, you can follow me on Twitter @CRosieVOC. You can check me out doing SmackDown on Friday nights. And, again, I want to say one more time, a huge thank you on behalf of everyone here at AfterBuzz to the WWE for welcoming us with open arms all weekend long. Thank you to Kevin, Maria, Phil, everyone here at AfterBuzz for getting us all together and working on this and just having the absolute time of our lives this weekend. And now we're going to prepare for WrestleMania up in Northern California.
Yes! Holy crap!
Yeah,
the road to WrestleMania has just been paved.
If you thought we have a lot of stuff here for SummerSlam, wait till WrestleMania.
Holy
Thanks so much
mackerel.
for tuning in tonight. For the Hobo and Mark Donica, I'm Christian Rosenberg. We'll see you later. We're getting sleep.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.